Hi guys, I'm Jun. This is Yang. Today we're going to talk about
Jack. Today we're talking about questions our parents would ask because we're international students in the United States.
Yeah. So I think that the one thing that we're going to point out is the most weirdest one is, do you guys celebrate Chinese National Day?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think my dad once asked me that question, but it's somehow because I'm working for a company that its headquarters is in China. So like they asked me if I do Chinese holidays as well, but actually we don't do it here in the States.
I mean, for sure,
yeah, for sure.
Which American will actually celebrate Chinese National Day? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like Chinese don't celebrate American National Day. Same thing, right? It's just same thing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but also like they would ask if you celebrate Chinese New Year in the States, like if American people do that, but I know that some Asian Americans celebrate Lunar New Year's.
But that's a legit question, to be honest. Like that, like especially in New York City, that's like a huge population of Chinese American.
Oh, you mean New York is a very...
Yeah, I'm talking about like in New York. It just there's like a big population of Asian American, not just Chinese, but like other Asians as well. So I think a lot of people actually celebrate Lunar New Year, and like I believe it should be extra holiday. Like we can do 1 day off, 2 days off, 3 days off, right? Like it's a good thing, to be honest, especially for people in New York.
I mean, you can also use a PTO on the national. I mean, on your Chinese New Year, but
That's true.
I know that. Well, in a company, your coworker or your boss will.
Like they probably ask you why, but like
if you say okay, I need to celebrate like Chinese New Year this weekend, or I need to celebrate Chinese New Year on Friday, they will understand and they will give you a day off. So that's not a big deal.
But I think it's totally legit because like one of my colleagues, she worked in a company and she's like Jewish. I mean her family is Jewish, so like she literally took like a week or 2 weeks off because the holiday, and then I don't think company would give her like too much of a big trouble. So I think it's totally legit. So I think if it's the holiday and then you want to celebrate your family, I believe like they should take off.
I guess that's why people want to come to the States, because it's very like here is like so diverse.
Yeah.
So diverse.
Yeah. It's like So talk about diverse. We have to talk about food, right? Like one of the weird question of our parents ask us is not my parents. My parents probably know, but like my grandparents, they would ask us. So do you guys eat like American food every day?
Yeah. Because last night I was doing video call with my parents, and I was also eating McDonald's, and then I was actually really eating McDonald's last night because I went out to buy something and I passed by McDonald's. I was like, oh, I haven't had McDonald's for a long time, so I just decided to buy a buttermilk crispy chicken meal, and then it's very it's very funny because my grandparents were also in a video call, and they were like, oh, do you eat this every day? It's very unhealthy, so don't do that every day. So but actually I told them I don't eat a lot. I actually I rarely eat this, but this you just caught me this time, so I actually don't eat it a lot. Oh, it's ugly. And I actually eat a lot of Asian food. I probably eat mostly Chinese food, and So, but they just can't imagine it. They think, okay, in New York, in the United States, you just cannot eat Chinese food. You cannot find Chinese food. And it definitely gonna be, American food everywhere. It definitely has to be burgers and pizzas and steak everywhere. So they just don't understand how come there will be Chinese food that much in overseas.
Well, okay. I'm from Canton, right, and I'm from Guangdong. Okay, so there's a lot of Chinese, fake, let's say not like Chinese restaurant in the United States, those like Grace or like China King or like stuff like that. The best Chinese food, like those Chinese like restaurant in the corners. Those ones.
Double Dragon.
Yeah, like those ones have like one common thing. There's one dish that is actually really close to a legit Chinese food. It's 炒米粉, 炒米粉.
Okay.
Or like they call it, what's it called? Stir fry, or like 米粉. It's literally
米粉.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one, it's actually really close. Like
you think it's close? Not
it's
exactly.
Very close. It's not. Let's say it's not. Let's say it's not 100% the same, but I would say it's 90% the same.
Okay.
It's that legit. But like in general, if you're not living in like a big city like the New York or like Los Angeles or like places like that, it's probably really difficult to get Chinese food. But like as us in New York, it's so easy to get.
In New York, actually, I think it's easier. It's easier to find all like so many types of food, Chinese food, than it is in how do you say that, like a normal city in China, not normal city, like a third class city in China.
Well, I would say, okay, I live in Foshan, right? Like I would say the amount of different kind of food that I eat in New York is definitely more than the amount of different kind of food that I can find in Foshan, or let's say even in Guangzhou before I come to the US. But that's probably like 8 or 9 years ago.
It's gonna be extremely hard to find like legit Sichuan food in Foshan than it is in New York. I mean, New York, like a lot of restaurants in New York just pay Sichuan chefs really well to ask them to stay here.
Yeah.
It's like on the other hand, like a Foshan Sichuan restaurant wouldn't pay that much.
100%. Yeah. That's. Oh, also in Chinatown, you can get like really really good honey roast pork. Like in Cantonese, we call it ta siu. Like it's amazing. Like it's actually amazing. Like I would say that's probably 100%. As the one I have in Canton.
Oh, nice!
Like it's so good. It's very very good. And then I'm like super surprised actually.
Who was surprised?
I'm surprised.
You were surprised.
Yeah.
What about your parents? Did your mom, when your mom was here, did you bring her to those restaurants?
Chinatown?
Yeah.
My dad actually hates Chinatown because Chinatown is like it's kind of nasty.
It's dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, but. A lot of food there, it's like I won't say they have like really good high level food like in 大酒店, like you don't find those like really high class Chinese food, but like for like daily Chinese food, it's pretty good, like it's pretty legit.
What do you mean daily Chinese food?
Like honey roast pork or like those kind of stuff, like. But like if we go to
I see. So
a really good restaurant in China, like here's the thing, in Canton, in Foshan, like we don't like there's a place like every single restaurant are very different. So like you could get like a steamed fish for like 3 different restaurants, they could probably come out different. It's not just because the way they cook is different, but it's also quality of the fish is different. Like even though it's the exact same type of fish, but they will be different. Like so they're different method,
I see.
different quality and stuff like that. So
I see.
I won't say it's very
Okay,
big difference.
because I think it's because in China, like there's Chinese food everywhere, but here Chinese food is there. Like Chinese food itself is already a signature dish. So in China, because every restaurant is Chinese food, so they have to have their very unique signature.
Yeah,
like
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so here they can be the same. Like you just be a Chinese restaurant.
I think it's probably the same as like if you have burger in different American restaurant, they probably different too, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it's the same
right.
thing. It's the same thing,
Right.
right? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but here I mean, Kung Pao chicken is Kung Pao chicken. Like you probably see the same recipe at every Chinese restaurant. Like
Yeah.
the Kung Pao chicken would taste the same, but
Yeah,
I mean it's still different, but it's mostly the same.
yeah, totally legit. Yeah, 100%.
So here's one about my friend. So when I went back to China, I was in Beijing like 2 years ago. So my friend and I were on a subway station, and then we saw a black dude, and then that friend is always like doubting if I really speak English. They just don't believe that. So he was like, "Oh, you speak English pretty well now, right?" I said, "Oh no, I'm still not really good at it." And then so he saw this black dude in the subway station, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, go ahead and speak to him. Talk to him." I was like, "Oh, you don't just talk to a random person, even though he's not your race. Just to prove your English speaking skill. Like it's just freaking weird." Like,
They happen in China, right?
what?
They happen in China?
Yeah, it happened in China. I was in Beijing that time, so in a subway station. So
Interesting.
it's very it's just weird. Like my friend was just asking me to talk to the dude that I don't know, and just because he's
Yeah,
black.
that's
I mean,
that's really weird. That's
yeah,
definitely weird.
I know this kind of creepy things happen in China, like not in China, like happen a lot. Like if you're learning a new language, you just want to speak to the native speakers, and you just find random people to talk to them. I don't know. For me, it's crazy. Like it's not really a right thing, but I know some people might figure it out pretty well, so they can do it in a very natural way. But it's just not my thing.
Yeah, I feel like their curiosity just took over their morale. Like
Yeah.
it's like what the heck? Like why would you do that? Just think about like okay, if you speak Chinese and then you try to like why other people ask you to why don't you talk to a Chinese person on the street? Like it's the same thing, right? Like why would I do that?
That's just fucking weird. Yeah.
Like why would I do that? Right? Yeah, it's strange. To be honest, like sometimes like because I know English and I do want to help out some situation in China because like I remember once there's this dude he was in this it was like a telecom company in China and then the line's super long and then everyone trying to get a phone number or something like that and then he's like super struggling to trying to get a phone number because like he doesn't have like a valid ID on email. He does his passport, but somehow the passport doesn't work.
Okay.
And then he's trying to get a number, and then first of all, no people speak English there. And then like he's like super mad, super struggling, and then no one can help him.
Oh, and then you're like,
I feel really bad actually, but like the thing is, I didn't actually stand up and help him. I feel really bad about it because like he actually got really mad, and like I kind of feel like. If I should do this, like I mean, like obviously he's like super frustrated, but I still feel like I should be responsible. Like I should help out because like okay, I speak English, I speak fluent English, and then like why can't I just stand up and help him out? Like and I still feel really bad about it. Like today, to be honest, like there's a lot of things that I can do,
but you didn't.
But I didn't do. And I actually feel bad.
I mean, if it was today, then you would just be like, "Oh, hi there, my wife is American, so I can help you out."
Shut up. Shut up. I mean, like same thing. Like I think once I was in, I forgot where. I think I'm in Boston, something like or Philadelphia, and then I saw a very very old couple. Like they live on the street at night, like 9 p.m. at night, and then They were like wandering around. It looks like they don't know where to go, and I can overhear them like because they were speaking Cantonese.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was actually trying to help them. I actually forgot. Like I don't think I actually helped them at the time. Like I was just like passing by, and like it's just during that time I just don't have this like confidence to like just stand out and like help out other people. But like today, if I see something like that, I'm probably just gonna stand up and help them out. You got anything else to add? You gonna?
Actually, it's one last thing I have. So when, I don't know if you have experienced that kind of thing, but on a like Chinese family party, your uncle or your aunt will just ask you to speak English in front of everyone because they want to hear. When I was having this family party, like 3 years ago, my aunt was just like, "Hey, can you just speak a couple of sentences?"
Just randomly?
Yeah, randomly.
What?
Like, wow, you can speak English now. Like, can you just speak a couple of sentences to me? And I want to hear. I really want to hear the legit, English accent. And
They're joking.
They're not joking. They were like kind of serious. I was like,
"That's serious?"
Yeah, they're kind of serious.
Oh my God.
Not only me. I heard my friend, one of my friends, also experienced this kind of thing, and it's awkward. I of course I didn't do that. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, because it's just awkward. Like, you don't. I mean, first you don't know what to speak, what to say, and
yeah, exactly.
And second, like, just awkward. It's like it's not something that makes you comfortable. So
Yeah.
So you never experienced anything like that?
At the beginning stage,
Yeah.
like it was in my first or second year in the US. I believe like once they actually asked that, but I just didn't like.
Yeah.
I just
I
say
mean,
like, hi, how are
this
you?
country.
That's it.
I came to the States like 3 years ago, so
Yeah.
it was like this happened just like 2 years ago. So 2 years and a half
It's
ago.
probably
so.
still very vivid. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird. Anyways, all right. I think that's for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know if you got any interesting question that your parents asked you as well.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Please
Have a
subscribe
good
to the
day.
channel and like the video
Yeah.
and share it to your friends. All right.
Bye, guys.